Well, hello. How y'all doing out there? That's right, folks. We are back and better than ever with It's Crow Time. It's a lovely Sunday afternoon. We're joined in the studio by the one and only Mr. Zack Crow. But first, we're going to get to that intro music. Hit it! Man, I love hearing that new intro music. It just sounds so amazing. But we're going to get to it now. We're going to bring in, right after this message, we're going to bring in Mr. Zack Crow and ask him the secrets that everybody wants to know. Maybe we'll find out when that album is finally coming out. Or if they're working on anything newer. What has he been up to since the last time he was on It's Crow Time? It's all coming up right after this break. And a word from our sponsors. Just kidding, we don't have any sponsors, but it'll be right after this on It's Crow Time. Hey, you there. Yeah, you there listening to this. Are you sure? Have you ever wondered about making a podcast? Well, let me tell you. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are certain tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Yeah. It's not just a scam. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And let me tell you, you won't be disappointed. So if you're listening to this, go to Anchor FM or download the app to get started, and you can make a podcast like It's Crow Time. The Crowfoot Studio today on this lovely Sunday afternoon. We wanted to start this season off just like we started off the very first season, just catching up with Zach. Zach, what's up, man? Welcome.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Saw you were playing a little Madden with our next guest for the other podcast, Checker Flag Show, Mr. JB Christensen.
Boom!
Talk about how that game went.
Well, you see here, okay, so it started off pretty good. I mean, I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I wake up every morning and no, it started off good. I was winning, and we decided to cut it off at halftime, so he ended up beating me barely. He had the Bengals, I had the Eagles, so, the Eagles suck. But
yeah, the Eagles suck. We'll always remember that. So talk about, you've been doing a lot since last time. Got the single out and working on. And now I gotta ask the question because all the viewers and the listeners and the fans want to know, when is the album coming out?
Well, we start recording the album August 4th. So there's no way I can answer when the album is actually dropping, but we will start recording it August 4th. So hopefully that answers a little bit of the question.
Y'all heard it here first on It's Crow Time. We always drop the latest news. All right, so why don't you just tell us, what have you been up to since the last time you were on here?
Well, I've been doing a lot of just sitting around, just watching TV, eating potato chips. No, really, I've been, like I said, we recorded the single back in November, released it in November, and we just been playing shows a lot more now we're playing 3-piece band, and I still play acoustic shows, a little bit of both. We're probably going to take a little bit of time off from shows in August, so we can get some recording done, but then we still got some full band shows lined up between now and the near future, September, October, November.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking at who you opened up for before you came on, when you came on the show the first time. Now I'm looking at the list nowadays. Oh my gosh. Casey Donahue played a festival with No Justice, Cody West, Bree Bagwell, my wife's favorite, by the way. Also, that's right, folks. We have gotten married since the last time we were on here. But anyways,
I think you were married on the last one.
was I married? I can't remember.
It wasn't that long.
It's been a while. It's been a year.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's good to be back here. So, why don't you tell the listeners that just joined how you got started? Tell us about your story and how that all came about.
So, I've always been a fan of music. And when I was a kid, my parents bought me a guitar when I was probably 6 years old. And it was a right-handed guitar, and I'm left-handed. Well, I never learned how to actually play guitar when I was a kid. And then when I was about 15, one summer...
I remember that. You got it at a garage sale, didn't you?
No, I think they got it for me for Christmas. When I was about 15, one summer I decided I was going to go on YouTube and learn how to play guitar. And over the whole summer, I learned how to play chords, and I just played every night before bed and tried to sing along with what I was playing. It took a while. It did take a while, and I'm still learning today. I'm not the best guitar player. But no, then I started playing shows when I was about 17 or 18. The first ever gig I played in front of people was with my cousin Wyatt Zane, or Wyatt Gregory. And yeah, we played at this place in Temple, Oklahoma called the Rockin' Age Steakhouse at the Boot Jack.
The old Boot Jack, yeah, has some good times at the Boot Jack.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was like a fundraiser event thing, and it was the first time I ever played in front of people. I was nervous as all get out. Going back and looking at some of those videos, man, I'm like, my guitar was so out of tune. Why didn't somebody tell me? But nah, so yeah, I started playing shows at about 17. Then I got my first band that same year, and we played some more gigs and stuff. And then I had a buddy in high school that played guitar, and we played together for a long time.
I remember the Famous Travelers.
Yeah,
first show was at the Barn Dance in Chattanooga, Oklahoma Auditorium.
Yeah.
They made shirts to throw out to the crowd, were pink.
And then we also played a show at the bowling alley, remember?
Yeah, the bowling alley, the old hog pen. Yeah, now it's a marijuana growing.
That's right.
Growing center. But yeah, just like everywhere in Oklahoma, you know, every business is turning into a dispensary. But besides the fact, so what you got coming up? But continue your story about.
So yeah, that first band. We kind of went our separate ways with everybody. Then I was in a few more bands after that. But this group I'm in now, we've been together since about 2019. Two guys who live here in Wichita Falls, Cody Choate on drums and Mackie Devine on bass. These guys, I met Cody Choate at an open jam at the Iron Horse Pub, and we just clicked right away. You know, we liked some of the same music, and we played some of the songs we liked that night, you know, and met each other, exchanged phone numbers, whatever. So he hit me up because I was looking for a drummer, and then we started practicing with him, and then we needed a bass player. Well, through some mutual friends and stuff, I found Mackie, and we practiced and jammed together, and we've played our first ever show together. I'll never forget, was at P2 in Wichita Falls, the Deuce. It was like May 23rd, I think, like 2019, and yeah, it was the first time we played together, and now we're three-piece again. So it just feels good, us three being together, you know, and yeah, it's been a crazy ride. Just got done playing one of our biggest shows back in June opening for Casey Donahue here in town. So that was a good time.
And just talk about last night. I mean, you're talking about you went to all these open gyms at the pub and always thought about playing at the pub.
Yeah.
And now you headlined the show at the pub This is the third time you've headlined?
I think, yeah, second or third time we've headlined there. Yeah, the pub now has kind of been our kind of home venue, kind of our favorite venue to play. Every time we play there, it's good to come back and see everybody we know, and just feels good.
Well, then talk about your show Friday night playing.
Speaking of home, yeah, Friday night I played in Lawton at the Guitar Bar, and that was a good time seeing a bunch of old people I haven't seen in a long time. Or not old people, old friends who I haven't seen in a long time. And yeah, that was a really good show, and we had a very good crowd. So yeah, it was a good weekend for us.
We'll talk about this album. Is this going to be it? Do you think this is going to be y'all's ticket to finally getting out of Wichita Falls?
We hope it's going to be great, but
I mean, you've been out of Wichita Falls. Talking about you played down in Abilene.
We played Potosi Live down there.
Potosi Live, yeah. That was a cool looking venue from what I saw.
But no, this album we just we have probably going to be 10 or 12 songs that we've been playing since we've been together, and finally the time has come. The time is right that we can sit down and record these songs. I've written them all, and
just throw that out there,
yeah, they're all original. I mean, but just songs, I've written over the 3 years or even longer. I've written some of these even longer ago than 3 years that we've been together. And then some of the new, there's a new song going to be on there I wrote a couple months ago. So, it's just a little bit of everything. If you've heard us play before, odds are those songs you heard are going to be on this album, our debut album. We're hoping it's going to be awesome. So we're going to put a lot of work into it, excited to put a lot of work into it, and excited to see where it can go from there.
Yeah, I'm excited to work on the album cover for y'all.
If we approve that. No.
Yeah. Talk about what I heard. The big thing that I heard from everybody last night was you did debut that new song. What is it called? Tired?
It's called Tired, yeah.
And what I heard from everybody that was, people were looking it up thinking that it was just a cover that y'all were doing, and y'all they'd never heard of them, but then they find out, wow, he actually wrote this. I mean, just talk about, what, it's amazing how your song writing has went from your very first single, Come Back Home to You.
That wasn't even a single, okay? That was probably, the first song I ever wrote.
Then you got the Airplane.
Yeah, those are some old songs.
Oh, you wrote about your old ex-girlfriend, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say my songwriting has definitely come a long way. I'm still not great at it, but I mean, hey, we got to get better.
But hey, I mean, we're just all highway turtles. Nothing ever works out for us.
Yes, nobody gets that reference. But
nobody gets it, but I've been pushing, trying to get it on there, but I guess it won't be on the album.
No, they won't.
It won't be on the album.
Sorry, I hate to break your heart, but
well, and then you look at it too. I mean, just look at what you've done. Just you going from just playing covers, no originals, just basically playing covers from the time you said you were 17 to now. And now you're playing. You don't even have enough covers. You may have 2 or 3, but most of the shit you play is originals.
Yeah, the longer shows we play, the 2-hour or longer shows, we do play several covers just to make up the time. But we probably have 15 or more original songs that we do. Like I said, 10 or 12 of them will probably be on the album. But so yeah, like I said, they're just songs that I've accumulated over time in the years, I've been playing and writing songs. I think the oldest song on there going to be on there is Georgia, and I think I wrote that in 2017, maybe 2017. So
that was I remember that you entered that in a songwriting competition, didn't you? In Geronimo.
Yes.
Back at the old Geronimo birthday. Yeah.
I think I did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you. Sorry you got your ass kicked at Madden, but thank you for dropping in to the old Crowfoot studio. And
well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it.
How's that old puppy you got doing?
He's good. Finally got him potty trained for the most part. He's still wild, but we're working with him. Teaching him some manners. Something you need to learn how to do.
Something I need to know how to
Something you need.
Yeah, my wife's still training me on those,
Still potty training him.
Still potty training. Well, Zach,
yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll now tell us where we can find you at. Where can we find your music? Where can we find your socials?
You can find me
OnlyFans
at 4618 Kmart Drive. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me on Facebook at Zack Crow. My page on there. You can find me on Instagram, Zack Crow Music, or iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon Music. Everything. Anywhere that streams music. Yeah.
I heard one of your songs on Pornhub. Believe it or not. But
yeah, that's where you can find me now.
What about on OnlyFans? You got an OnlyFans out there?
No.
Oh well, that's not what I heard. All right, so let's talk about also the Luke Combs references that you get on a daily. Why won't you play any Luke Combs covers? Dramatic effect.
Yeah, I was trying to think what I was gonna say. I don't know. I just his style, I guess, doesn't really fit. I don't know why I don't cover his songs. I don't know. I just haven't wanted to cover one of his songs. It's not that I don't like him. I just haven't wanted to cover any of his songs, but. So, yeah.
All right, so we're going to ask you...
But yeah, thank you once again for having me on.
All right, well, I got to ask you one more question. This is what we're going to ask all our artists and everything. Mm-hmm. If you could be any ice cream flavor, what would it be? If
I could be any ice cream flavor, what would it be? It would be probably... I would be just a sundae because I could be friends with everybody. I got lots of pieces to me.
So you'd rather be Neapolitan, actually.
Neapolitan, okay. Because I got a lot of different pieces that make me who I am, and I think that makes me interesting, I hope. Or people think, maybe.
That was a damn good answer, but all right. So we know that you got to get back on the road. Talk about what you got coming up.
Next Saturday night, we'll be in Oklahoma City at the Blue Note with my buddy Matt Moran and his band, and also James Guetta from Chicago coming down. He's on tour and he's going to be playing with us too.
From Chicago.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. It's going to be cool to meet those guys and have a good time at the Blue Note live in Oklahoma City. Like I said, tickets. You can get tickets online. I've posted the link on my Facebook page, which if you go you'll be able to find that there. And we'd like to see some people out there in Oklahoma City Saturday, July 30th.
And let me ask you, do you got any merch out?
We do have some merch, some shirts.
Merch and shirts.
We're going to work on getting some more pretty soon, hopefully. So
you did some hats.
Got some hats.
Got some hats and some bucket hats. And
we even have bucket hats. Yes,
yeah, they have bucket hats, folks. So once again, go like him on Facebook. Go find him on Instagram. And go stream that song, Think Like You, which you heard at the beginning, and you're going to hear it here in a second. And Zach, thanks for dropping by. We'll see you.
Thank you, brother.
See you at the next time when the crow flies.
See you later. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Kaka.
What a great time on this Sunday afternoon. Had Zack Crow in the studio. Great interview with him. Can't wait to see what he has planned. We do know now, after been asking for months, there is an album in the works. So can't wait to get that and jam out to them tunes. I cannot wait for that album to come out. It's going to be awesome. So let's see what else. I don't think I have anything else. So with that being said, we're going to end this episode on a high note. Not just me singing a high note, on a high note of that interview. We want to thank you for tuning in and listening, wherever you're listening from. You know, it's just great to be back on here, and I'm excited for what is to come with the newly revamped It's Crow Time. Got some great artists that I've been talking to about possibly getting interviews with. Can't say any names because that'll give it away. It'll be my little surprise to y'all. But alrighty, with that being said, we just wanted to kick it off, get y'all in the mood. You know the mood. For what we're excited about with this newly revamped It's Crow Time. You can follow us on all social medias. We're on Facebook. I can't get it switched back from the Crow Bros to It's Crow Time. So if you like the Crow Bros, then you are a member of the It's Crow Time Facebook family. Also, you can give us a follow on Instagram. Sorry, liked us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. That Instagram is going to be at It's Crow Time _podcast official or official podcast. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done it. I believe we're on Twitter also under It's Crow Time official podcast. I believe so. Don't quote me on that. But with that being said, we're going to say so long. Farewell, until we hear that crow call once again on It's Crow Time!